here I'm going to show you how to paint some really simple leaves and foliage. I'm using this watercolor paper. It's cold pressed and it comes in a gummed block, so it means it's glued all the way around, so it keeps it nice and flat. I'm using schminky paint. I can never say it properly, but this is my watercolor set I have here, and these ones up the top here are a mixture of different makes of paint, but I think they're Winsor & Newton. I'm not sure because they came in a really old palette, but the greens here are quite nice, and I've got some other little bits, and quite a lot of the time it's nice to mix your greens with a bit of red just to dull it down, because the greens can be quite garish, and it's also nice to make some like bluey greens as well to add a bit of contrast to your painting. The brush I'm using is a number 12 round brush, and it's got a nice round point on the end of it. Always make sure that your brush has a really nice round point. Another brush I like to use is a synthetic one, which holds a nice point at the end. This one was a number 16 Royal and Langnickel brush, which I use quite a lot, but I'm using this sable one for this. And I'm just going to start off by wetting my brush and activating my watercolors. Sometimes I use the paint straight out of the pans, but again you can mix colours in with it just to make varying shades of green. It's really simple. I'm just going to start off by making a simple leaf shape using the very tip of the brush, and then pressing down, pulling up, pressing down, pulling up a leaf. You can make varying leaves using different parts of the brush. You can make a nice leaf just using the point of the brush. Which is nice, and you can use the heel of the brush, which is here. Just make sure your paint's loaded up by pushing down and then lifting off, which makes a nice leaf shape. Just practice and have fun. I'm just adding a bit of blue in here, and I like to drop in colours into the green as it's drying, because I like to get the textures, all different textures and gradients, just add a bit of depth and interest to the leaf shapes. Quite a lot of leaves, well, not leaves, the eucalyptus leaf for an example is quite round, and it also has like a grey blue tinge to it, so I'm mixing some blue into a nice couple of greens, making some nice different washes and strengths. And the eucalyptus leaf is quite round. They have round leaves, and I think it's the only tree that has round and pointed leaves on it. So you can go to town and give it some pointy ones as well. Don't be afraid to use lots of pigment and also lots of water. Quite a lot of people use their paint far too dry and you don't get the effects that you want. So don't be worried about it having like big blobs of paint everywhere, like runny paint. I think that personally it's nice to have lots of big runny paint blobs, and you get such nice effects. But painting wet on wet, which is the way I paint, just drop in colours as it's drying. You can create nice interesting textures. You don't have to paint leaves that like botanically correct, because a lot of the time you can just capture the essence of a leaf. It doesn't have to be correct, as long as it looks like the leaf you're trying to portray. It's quite nice. It's a nice colour. I'm just going to fill this page up with leaf shapes, and I might speed it up a bit so you don't get so bored, but it's creating sort of just a lovely effect, and it's good practice for you just to paint leaves and just enjoy the process. It's quite meditative. Sorry, I get my words all muddled up sometimes. there you go, I think I'm done. Have a go yourself, it's quite simple and easy to do, and don't be afraid, just have fun with it. Drop in lots of water and colours and just let everything merge together, and you'll create some lovely textures and effects, and just experiment with all the different brush angles and strokes you can use to get the lovely leaf shapes. Have fun!